This is where it's gonna get weird. I feel this is so hard. But hey, you're not gonna be in this video.
Hey!
Well, I gotta do a bunch of stuff. Just like, why don't you go eat or something?
Okay, bye.
So you might hear a little snack monster happening in the kitchen or around the camera. Today I'm going to be talking about and demonstrating 2 different makeup looks for an Orlando Disney audition. Honestly, these can be used for any audition that you go to, but I have used both of these makeup looks at an Orlando Disney audition, and luckily for me, I got to utilize my acting skills and I got kept all the way through. So if you're kind of a girl who likes to go for a more natural audition approach, I have a look for you. And if you're a girl who likes to go for a more glammed look, or glamour as they like to say, I have a look just for you as well. Warning, I am not sponsored by Disney, nor am I representing the company. I used to work for them, I do not anymore. All these things I'm going to be showing you are not trade secrets or secrets of the company. These are just 2 looks that I came up with and I wore to different auditions and I found a lot of success with them. I am not casting, I am not affiliated with Disney, so I have no idea honestly if these are things that they really look for. And the way that I got this information is it wasn't like delivered to me in an envelope that said do not open or anything crazy. Honestly, I went to an audition, I looked at all the people around me, saw all the people that they kept, looked at my makeup and adjusted things as I went until I found a successful makeup look that kind of worked. Obviously other factors play into the audition, but these are makeup looks, or I guess ideas that you could get by just attending an audition. I don't want anyone to think that I am spilling any Disney tea or giving away trade secrets. That is not true. That is not what this video is about. This is just 2 options of different makeup looks that you can try at any audition, but I found that these were really successful for me at my Disney audition. You know what, let's just stop yammering about all this stuff. You guys understand that I'm all about character integrity and I would never compromise the company, and I love the company. So let's stop wasting our time and just get to these makeup looks. Let's start with number 1, which is going to be all natural, which means I gotta take all this off. See you in a bit. This is gonna be look number 1, which is for all you ladies out there that are more into the natural beauty. So the products that we're gonna be using are a lot lighter and are less dramatic. So if you're kind of a girl who likes to go with her natural beauty and not wear so much makeup, this look is for you. First, as always, we're gonna be starting off with some primer. You always wanna prime your face. So I'm gonna do my eyelids here, so that way the eyeshadow that I use will be nice and pigmented, but not super bright. I'm kind of wondering if I should bring you guys in even a little bit closer. Let's do it. That looks much better. We'll go from right here. Hopefully it's not too close and personal, but I'm also gonna be using some NYX primer all over my face. You can honestly use whatever primer you prefer. I just like this one because the texture is really tacky and it works really well for my face. And it makes you look really white for some odd reason. Now that I look like the loveliest ghost of them all, it's spooky, we're gonna use some concealer. I know you all are probably looking at me like, oh my gosh, she looks terrifying, but it's okay, I can fix it. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm gonna mash it in here. So this is the NYX Professional Makeup Concealer. This is one of many concealers I like to use. I like to layer my concealers. I know that probably sounds a little weird, but I always like the way that it looks on my face. So next I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. And I use the shade, where is it? Light Beige. So I like to put it on my wrist and dab it on my beauty blender, kind of like this. And put this time under my chin. Or you can slightly dab it with your fingers if you would like, on where if you have any pimples or breakouts, which I have a few. So I'll be using a little bit of that in a moment. I'm gonna use a little bit of light foundation. Not a lot, to be honest, because we want this to be as natural as possible. So I'm gonna use that and I'm gonna pounce a little bit of this all over my face, but not like too much. We don't want it to look cakey. don't like just using liquid foundation. I like to match it up with something that actually kind of sets it all in place and makes my skin look really matte, since I do have really oily skin. And I'm going to use the setting powder by Revolution, and I'll put that first blot on my chin, under my eyes. So I usually have to bring setting powder with me just to touch up throughout the day. So I'm going to use that same fluffy brush, and I've got a setting powder that's a little bit darker, and you want to use that around the outsides of your face. I like to do big full circles, get underneath your neck so it blends in with your neck, on your forehead. Now what I'm gonna do is my eyebrows, and if you don't like to do a lot of eyebrows, this is gonna be the tutorial for you. Just add a little bit more color to them. Perfect. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other eye. Like I said, for this natural look, you don't want to go over them. You don't want to do anything too crazy, but I am going to use a primer with it. This is my favorite eyebrow primer. It's called Eyelure, E-Y-L-U-R-E. Just like flows into your brows so nicely. And it takes the pigmentation that you just put into your brows, distributes it really nicely. I cannot talk. Now, everyone usually likes to go crazy with eyeshadow, but a fun fact about Disney auditions is that whatever makeup you come in wearing, more than likely if you make it to the end, they will put makeup on top of what you already have. So you don't want to do any funky colored makeup. You want to do things that are very natural looking. So out of my Modern Renaissance palette that I love to death, I'm just going to take the Tempera color, which is in the top corner. Oop, I don't know if you guys can see it. And put that all over my lid. Okay, so the next color I'm going to use is the Warm Taupe right over here, and we're going to use that in the hood of our eyelid. So if you look at your eyes and you look straight ahead, you can see right where the hood of your eyelid is. If you have really hooded eyes like me, you can barely see your bottom line. We're going to take that right across in through there. So we're going to do a little bit on the outside, a little circle. Can you guys see that? Same thing on the other eye. I'm going to scoot in so you guys can see it. So now if you guys look, there's just a little bit of brown on the hood of your eye and a lighter taupe color in the center. If for some reason you got brown everywhere, kind of like I did, you can go back to that taupe color. Where is it? The Tempera is what it's called, up here. And you can put that on the bottom of your eye. So now we're going to go in the Raw Sienna, which is more of an orange color. We're going to put that on the outside of the eyeshadow that we just did to add a little bit more color to the eye. Next, what we're going to do is a little bit of eyeliner on the top eye. This is going to be really hard because for me, doing winged eyeliner in a mirror is still difficult, so bear with me. And I'm just going to draw a little itty bitty baby wing and then draw all the way across the bottom of my eye. I give beauty gurus a lot of credit. This is really hard. Gurus. I couldn't say the word guru. Okay. We're going to go in with some mascara. We'll just do the top for right now of my eyelashes. And I'm going to do this side. Now while that's drying, I'm going to do the bottom eyeliner again with this brown color. I don't want to go too dark. I want to actually keep it really, really light. So now that I've got the brown under eyeliner and the over eyeliner, if that makes sense, we're gonna go back in with this mascara, but doing the bottom lashes. This is where it gets really difficult, so bear with me. I tried really hard not to make mascara face while I did that, but there was no way to avoid it. All right, next we're gonna do lips. And this is just a light baby pink color, and I'm gonna put that all over the bottom of my lips. For all my natural girls out there, if you're really not feeling the pink, you could just put some gloss on over it. I'm personally not going to because I don't really think this look needs a lot of gloss. Our foundation done, our eyes are done, our lips are done. We need to put on a tiny bit of bronzer just to make sure our face isn't just flat. We want to add some definition. Come take our handy dandy mirror here. and put some on the top of my cheeks like so, and then over here as well. Once you feel like you've got enough bronzer on, we're gonna quickly take our blush and put a little bit on the apples of our cheeks. Grab an angled brush, get a little bit on, tap it off, because again, we're going for natural, so we're gonna put a little on the apples of our cheeks. If you have a hard time identifying where the apples of your cheeks are, all you have to do is smile, and you'll be able to find where they are, just like that. And once you are finished with your blush, you are all set and ready to go to your Disney audition. Again, this is for my natural ladies. If you are watching this tutorial and going, yeah, that's not enough makeup for me, stick around because right now I'm gonna be doing look number 2 for those girls who like to be glammed for the gods. So I've got my primers ready to go. Okay, started with the last one. We're gonna start with some eyeshadow primer. I like to use the NYX waterproof eyeshadow primer. Then we're gonna go back in with everyone's favorite NYX HD primer. Again, it kind of turns your face a weird funky blue color, but trust me, with the foundation we're gonna be wearing, it's gonna be it. Once your primer is finished, then you can go ahead and put on your liquid foundation. I'm gonna be using the same Clinique color again. We'll go for it. Once your foundation is done, you can go ahead and use your Shape Tape concealer and go right underneath the eyes. I like to look down while I do it so it kind of gets into those crevices a little bit more. If you have some, what I like to call smile lines like I do, I like to get in there. So once you have your liquid foundation done and your concealer done, this is when I like to go in and do my eyebrows because I have the tendency of messing up my eyebrows, so I don't like to set with my final powder until I know my eyebrows are set and in a good place that I like them. So this time we're gonna do something a little different. And we're gonna press a little bit harder on the tail end of it and go really light at the front of your brows. Does that make sense? Same thing with this side. Then you're gonna take an angled brush. I like to get one that's angled on one side and a spoolie on the other so you can correct things. So I'm gonna take this angled brush and I'm gonna go over everything I just drew and like connect the lines, for lack of a better term. Same thing on this side. I've got 2 completely different eyebrows. Then what you're gonna do is take your concealer again and you're gonna go around and line and correct where you messed up on your eyebrows. So then you're gonna take your concealer and go around the eyebrow that you just drew in. I like to go underneath the brow first, starting at the front or the tip that's closest to your nose. Underline it and then drag it down your eye. I'm trying my best to make sure you guys can see everything. I don't know how well it's going. Dare that's editing all this is literally gonna be like, oh, girl, it's not working. And give myself a more of a point at the end of my brow. This one I have a lot of shaping to do because I like really messed it up. Again, this side has a lot of work to do because it's really dark, so. I like to take the top of my beauty blender and pounce right in the middle and dull out the center of my eyebrows. So it makes it look more natural. And then I like to take, this is what I like to call the smearing effect. And I take it and just like smear around my eyebrow so it makes that concealer blend in. And do the same thing on this side. Smear up and around the eyebrows. Just fabulous. Look at those brows. They look okay. Next, we're gonna prime them by using the same liquid gel that we used. Just like such. One thing I do wanna note is that if you pencil in your eyebrows really big and really thick, I really wouldn't recommend it for a Disney audition just because, again, they're gonna put eyebrow makeup on top of yours. So I would just try your best to do them light and thin if possible. Next thing I like to do is take that beauty blender and put it into some lighter foundation powder and go right underneath my eyes. That's a trick called baking, but I personally don't like to really bake. I just like to set my under eyes. I'll get a little bit and go right in the corner there. So once you set your under eyes, then I'm gonna go in with that darker powder and go all around on your face. Again, I like to use little circles. Now, if your skin is oily, just like mine, I would recommend doing another layer of your foundation, the powder, just to make sure that you don't look oily. I know that's a big thing for anyone who's doing an on-camera audition. Keep in mind that at this audition, they will be taking a picture of you, probably about where my camera is to about where my face is, so it's more of like a headshot, and then they'll do a full body shot. So just make sure that you don't look oily. You want your skin to look refreshed and like you haven't been at an audition all day, which is kind of impossible because you will be at an audition all day. So the next thing we're gonna work on now is eyeshadow. Now the look that I did before was really light with a little bit of brown in the corner. So for this look, we're gonna be doing more of a brown smoky eye in a way. So I'm gonna take that warm taupe color in the same Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, Modern Renaissance. We're gonna go all over the lid. We're gonna bring it all the way up to your brow bone. Once you have the brown all over your eyelid like that, we're gonna go in with the Cypress Umber on the top corner and put a little bit of that dark brown only on the outside corner of your eye. We're just gonna tap that in. So I'm gonna go with the Antique Bronze Brown. Can you say that right there? We're gonna go over that brown that we just put in the corner and just dab it. Just a little. Fabulous, darling. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but on the other eye. I'm like using the viewfinder. And we're gonna put some gold highlight right below the brow, but above the brown, right underneath. We're gonna take that same brownish gold and put it right in the corner of our eyes. That way it makes your eyes sparkle. Now we're gonna do a technique that I don't really think is crucial, but I think it honestly really helps me because I have almond shaped eyes, but I like to use a white water pencil and put it right in your waterline on your eyes. This is where it's gonna get weird because like, it just is gonna get weird. And get it in there. Then we're gonna go with the same color schemes that we used for above our eye, but now below our eye. So now we're gonna go back to that warm taupe color and go right across the bottom. Same thing with this eye. I personally don't like to take it all the way into the center of my eye. I only like to do it in the outer corner. Then after you do the light brown color, we're gonna go to the darker brown, Cypress Umber, and put that right in the corner and just drag it a little bit. Then the dark brown right in the corner. So like don't even move it once you get there. I think I just need to blend it out like a little bit. Next we're gonna do the hardest part, winged eyeliner. I'm gonna do it once on one eye and then the other eye off camera. Here we go. There's the one eye, and I'm gonna do the other eye off camera. Okay, so once you're finished with that, we have a few more easy steps. I like to use eyelashes when I audition, personally, just because I think they really open up my eyes a little bit more. Goal is to let them dry a little bit. Thankfully, I get glue that dries clear. That way, you won't be able to see, the glue. See the big difference though, this eye to that eye? It's like night and day, folks. This is so ridiculous, this is so hard. Now we're gonna do the same thing that the natural ladies did and use some bronzer, but we're gonna use a heck of a lot more. So get that brush filled with that. Start with your cheeks. We're not going to contour with this look because they look at your bone structure on your face, so as much as you would like to contour, it really doesn't do you much good. Especially if they take a side profile of you, they're gonna see that big brown streak. So I'd rather just use bronzer You know, really try to make it look as natural as you can by blending it really good. This time we're gonna go in with more of a dark rouge pink color. And again, apples of your cheeks. Now another thing we want to do is, because we put that white underneath our waterline, we're going to go back and add some black liner just to the corner of our eye. Right down here, do you guys see that? Just to really bring the look home. Then we're going to do some mascara again. Here's a choice you get to make. When it comes to lipstick, you can do a red color if you would like, or you can try to stick to a more natural. When they do put makeup on over your existing makeup, usually they'll have you take off your lipstick. Everything else that you have stays on. So again, you don't want any like really crazy contour because they're gonna take pictures of you and it will show up. But for lipstick, it's kind of on you what you want to do because you can take it off. So we'll do kind of a light red pink. This is a CoverGirl dark red color, red pink, so we're just gonna put it on. So now I'm gonna go over and line it with some lip liner. And that is my Glammed for the Gods audition look. Again, these are just audition looks. These are just something I came up with and I made up for an audition process. It can be for any audition, to be honest, but this is more tailored towards going to an Orlando Disney audition, because when I first auditioned, I went with little to no makeup and super light and more natural looking, and I still got selected. And then later on when I went to an audition, I wore more glamour makeup and more like put together with lashes and all kinds of crazy stuff, and they still wound up asking me to stay and do some acting for them. So honestly, I think either way could go for any kind of girl, just depends on what makes you more comfortable at the time. Honestly, if you loved these looks, please give me a like down below. I am not a makeup artist. This is just something I came up with and I thought would be kind of fun. So anytime you guys go to a Disney audition, you can have some fun looks to play around with. Thank you again so very much for watching and liking and commenting and subscribing. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my other socials, and I hope magical things happen to you. Bye.